Oh,
That's the extent of it, but all right. Up, sit, lay down, lay. High five. No, high five. Thank you.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Man, yesterday was the toughest day I've ever had on a motorcycle. Mentally, physically, technically challenging and exhausting. I'm not an expert rider. You know, I'm always trying to learn and improve my riding skills, but I dropped my bike 3 times yesterday. And I'm no slouch. I've been riding since I was 15. I grew up riding motorcycles across the sand and rocky stuff in Africa. And so I'm not new at this, but I dropped my bike 3 times yesterday. Like I said, it was insane. Ran out of water, and I had 2 liters in a Camelback and a liter of spare. It was rough, challenging, beautiful, but that took a lot out of us. If you're gonna ride the southern leg of the TransAmerica Trail to LA, be prepared when you leave Las Vegas. That section through Canyonlands National Park and up and over the ridge into Sandy Valley is just full of 4 to 6 inches of loose, ball-bearing, marble-size gravel. It's awful, especially when you're riding a loaded motorcycle with camping gear and you know, cameras and electronics and things like that to record with. But we made it, and nobody was hurt. We all had our low points, and we all had our high points. It was a beautiful day. The scenery was incredible, and it was a real learning experience for all of us, a growing experience for all of us. And I just have to say, I wouldn't have wished for 2 better guys to ride with. My friends Jason and Steve. It was just a bonding experience like no other. We had an amazing time, helped each other pick up our bikes, helped each other when we were down, you know, giving each other pep talks and guiding each other through the technical parts. But today we get to ride the TransAmerica Trail through to the finish line at the Santa Monica Pier in Las Vegas. But today we get to ride the final stretch of the TransAmerica Trail into Las Vegas.
Since Chris can't get it right, today we get to ride all the way to the Santa Monica Pier.
In
Los Angeles.
All right!
Come on now. It's not that hard, Chris.
I see you. Third eye blind. Left eye Lopez. Lost it on the trip on the way over. Didn't notice until I could feel the wind on one side of my face.
It's just a flesh wound.
Guys, when you're riding the TransAmerica Trail, your bikes take such good care of you. We beat them to heck, and they have just been soldiers in our army. So it's good to give back to it a little TLC. Make sure you maintain your chain properly. Every 500 miles or so, I like to lubricate my chain.
That's what she said. Or he said.
Easy, quick little. Once around the outside, once around the inside. I carry a BPA chain slack adjuster tool. Super easy little tool. If you haven't seen it, you can look in the links below. We'll put a note to our review. Super easy to do. You just pop it on. Check to make sure the lines are aligned. And that means your chain tension is proper. If not, you just loosen your bolts and tighten or loosen your chain as needed. That's it. Just do that every 500 miles or so and your bike will love you to death.
Really? Nothing. So, guys, while I always bring too many tools, better to have them than wish you had them. I got smart this time. I put all the loose stuff in bags so that when you're digging for your tools, you don't have to dump the whole thing. It's worth it. Makes big, just something that simple. Yeah.
Oh, one more. Nice. Just a couple love taps left over from yesterday's stage of the TransAmerica Trail. Put that behind it on this one, on this move. Or not. Perfect. That's plenty. Nice.
I would love to bend it down, but if that breaks off, you ain't got no brakes. Yep.
Awesome. Thanks, Uncle Steve.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
Wow, check that out, guys.
Yeah, how about that? That's pretty cool. Those center panels that are up there, they take and reflect more light back into the panels to increase their efficiency.
Huh.
That's why as you look up underneath the white spot in the middle, look at the rays coming off that thing.
Wow. That is wild. Don't stare at it too long.
That's right. Too much eyeballs. Boys, the last day. California on a bus.
LA, here we come. Agricultural inspection.
Can you see the gate? Ow! We've got to hurry. As soon as we get round this corner, we'll break away from the herd. Okay? Now!
I have no cows, sir. I have nothing to declare.
Welcome to California inspection.
Are they gonna check us for COVID?
Thank you.
Oh man, we didn't get to make a friend. Well, they figure that we can only carry so many drugs on these things.
Moon River.
You know what it was? Is she saw my friendly face when I lifted my visor. Ah, that guy can't possibly have anything.
Well, I already had my visor up when you lifted yours.
So, I'm through.
We are in California, boys.
Welcome to California is hot. We stopped for fuel for Trinity and the bikes. And I got a little fuel for me too. What do you say, boys?
Man, getting close to the end. We're in California now. Stopped to get a little petrol for the motorcycles. And I would say we probably got some petrol for us, Gatorade. It's 97 degrees. Of course, we're all suited up as if it's 12. So we go in there to get provisions. And of course, Chris being Mr. I'm gonna talk to everybody, we walk up to the guy behind the counter. He's got a little name tag, Jose. So Chris is like, I'll take a cue for this. Where are you from? The guy goes, Mexico. He rattles off something in Spanish. What did you say, Chris?
I said, bueno, mucho gusto, amigo.
And of course he responds in Spanish. And so of course I, being curious, to make sure I get this right, I asked him, I said, is it happy or marry Cinco de Mayo? And he looks at me with this blank stare. And he goes, oh my gosh, I forgot. It is Cinco de Mayo. He says, hey boss, I gotta go. Vámonos.
Well, we made it. All safe and sound.
So tell me, how far are we from the pier?
I don't know. We're gonna follow the blue trail.
44 minutes.
Oh, 24?
4-4.
What? Really?
Says 4:36 is our arrive time at the pier.
Okay.
Well, que pasa? It's been a trip, one for the books for sure. This thing started 4 years ago, Chris, when you sent me that video from Trace Amigos or Amigos Ride. Ride on Amigos, that's what it is.
Excuse us, we're not Mexicans. We're from out of town.
He sent this thing to me and I was like, wow, that is amazing. So a year of research, I buy my Africa Twin. Then a year later, we're off and rolling. From the time we started to today is just a couple days shy of a full year. Now, of course, we did it in 4 segments, but it certainly has been an amazing 4 segments. Each segment has its own pluses and minuses, but I dare say that this last one has been probably mentally the most challenging, physically the most challenging. So it's one for the bucket list. I never in my wildest dreams 4 years ago thought I'd hop on a motorcycle and ride all the way across the United States of America. But guess what?
Here you are.
Here I am. So
And you did it the hard way at 60 plus, dude.
yeah, 61 years old.
Pretty impressive.
I am glad I made it. I am glad I did it. I am looking forward to the next one that we decide to do. And I am happy the zebra didn't die on me.
Really, the bikes have been amazing, haven't they?
They have.
I really have.
They've taken their bumps and bruises, and I heard not one complaint.
Not one. I have a question for you guys.
What's that?
Do you think that we would have done this trip had it not been for COVID?
Answer is no.
Ooh, that's a good question. Well, we were planning it prior to the shutdown, but not prior to COVID itself. But once it shut down, it gave us no excuses.
Sort of availed us to the time that we needed to take off to do the trip, doesn't it?
And even when it started coming back, we were so far into it, we could not abandon it.
That's right.
Absolutely not.
Very true. I was so frustrated with how things were going with COVID and not being able to travel internationally, being able to do the TransAmerica Trail and really see America for what it is. It's kind of given me new appreciation for America and kind of renewed my enthusiasm for the American people. It really has just been amazing. If you go back and look at the human interactions that we've had, we've met the neatest people, haven't we?
Without a doubt.
Anyway, so I think that was a big part for me, was reconnecting with the people and the parts of America that you don't think about very often or you don't see on the news. So America, you rock.
No doubt.
And if you haven't done the TransAmerica Trail and seen what the real America is about, and all you ever see about America is the interstate, then I encourage you to get out and do the TransAmerica Trail. It's amazing.
Wow, here we are, boys.
Man!
Can you believe it? We are 1 block away from completing our task. It's going to be epic.
Look at this. They put out the lights and everything just for us, for our arrival.
Welcome. Well, where's the orchestra? Where's the band?
I ordered it. I told them to have it ready.
Just ran the biggest lobster parking.
motorcycle.
That was awesome. Here's something you don't see every day. South Carolina. South Carolina. Facing west. And there's the ocean.
What? What is that?
What do you think, Chris?
High five! High five!
There you go,
Well
Jay.
done, gentlemen.
This guy did.
Holy crap, look at that. It's like parting of the Red Sea.
Behold his mighty hand.
Everybody's helping everybody. Working together for the good of humankind.
I used to think this was incredibly dangerous, but you know, when traffic is slowed like this, it's probably a good thing.
Yep. A lot of motorcycles are air-cooled. So a motorcycle that's air-cooled sitting in traffic without any air rolling over the radiator, it can overheat.
This fills my heart with joy.
So how many states
Oregon?
allow this?
To some degree or another, I think there's 4, if I remember correctly. There's a classic. We truly appreciate all of our fans and viewers for following along and watching these episodes. Trust us, we are not done yet. The TransAmerica Trail was a big one, but if you haven't seen it yet, go check out the Mexico Adventure and the Blue Ridge Parkway Adventure. And believe me, there are a lot more on the way. So subscribe and stay tuned. Left. Steve, you can turn your blinker off now.
Hi, Steve. Hi, Chris.
Hi, Mamrie.
Nice to meet
I've known you forever.
Nice to meet you. Welcome. Welcome, y'all.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, please. Yeah, I didn't know. I was like, what are y'all doing for dinner? Cheers, y'all.
Cheers, y'all.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
It's such a cute little place, isn't it?
It's very cute. Yeah, totally.
This, what was the comedian, the ventriloquist guy that you did the open, Jeff Dunham?
Jeff Dunham.
That was hilarious. Did you be honest? Did you write those jokes?
Oh yeah, I wrote them the day before.
Get out of here!
Thanks.
Home run.
Well, thanks, guys.
When was the last time you saw this ugly mug right here?
Thanksgiving 2 years ago?
Wow.
Sasquatch Day?
No, but after that, we went to wrestling. They had a wrestling convention and went to Salem, and we went.
Correct. Hilarious.
High five. Thank you.
Oh,
That's the extent of it, but all right. Up, sit, lay down, lay. High five. No, high five. Thank you.
Oh. That's awesome. Are you writing anything new?
Yes. It's always a grind. It's always like you got 10 irons in the fire and hope one of them goes, you know?
So I do You Deserve a Drink. So I do cocktails.
That was our bestseller foot. That was your first one?
That was my first book, yeah.
But you did that on YouTube too, right?
Yeah.
Shows where you would.
Years and years and years. And it's still there. I mean, truly, I gotta stay focused. I mean, like, my boyfriend wants a motorcycle so bad here from that. And he's done all across Vietnam and Nepal.
really?
There's like, yeah.
Did he rent over there?
Yeah, he rented over there.
I want to do that.
But so now whenever he actually does work here, which is rarely, it's across town, and he's just like, I just need a like he gets like so. He's just like, we thinking lane split here.
Oh, now you can get there in
What am
half
I
the
doing?
time.
I'd be home in 20 minutes. Please, we've got electric bikes, and I'm like, we're going 25. Because 2 years ago we were in Hawaii. I was staying at this hotel, and I think they were trying to be very nice to me, and they were like, you don't have to do it. Like, he's great. He'll teach you. And so all of a sudden, the first time I'm scubaing, we're in choppy waters. So I couldn't figure out how the breathing worked. Like, I couldn't touch the bottom. We were in, 25 feet water my first time with it on, and I just freaked out. Chip was great. He was at the bottom of the ocean, and I freak out, and I'm like, Scuba Steve, I gotta get back on the water. I'm freaking out. I can't breathe. And then he's like, okay, we'll go. And I was like, you're just gonna leave him down there? He doesn't know what's even happening. But I want to.
I love it.
Because I love snorkeling and I love all of that stuff. So I went up to Vegas this weekend to see him, and
We were there. We missed you by that much.
We really? Oh my gosh.
Isn't that funny?
I mean, that would have been a blast. But Chip was like, I got a date planned for us, and I got there, and we went out to the racing tracks there, and we did drift. We drifted.
I saw that.
No way.
Yeah, it was like this.
You didn't drive.
No. Back seat screamed my head off. It was great. Yeah, it was like championship drift racer.
Did you get any video of it?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I was a camp counselor all 4 summers of college, like past Brevard. Do you know that they're like Cashers and Highlands? So I worked at an all-girls camp there.
So beautiful there.
Was that your inspiration for Camp Dakota?
Loosely, I did get dumped to go back.
She wrote another movie called Camp Dakota.
Yeah. But that's actually where me and my boyfriend met.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Oh yeah, I didn't realize it. We matched on a dating app 4 years ago in LA, and I sent him a message and was like, your name's Chip, are you Southern? And you actually smile in photos in Los Angeles. You're not like...
Did he have a stash?
No, he had a beard. But then he was like, we worked at summer camp together in North Carolina 12 years ago.
He knew?
Yeah, he recognized me.
Oh my God.
I mean, my name's Mamrie, and he was like, and I was like, oh my God, you're Chip Morgan who worked in the kitchen with the floppy curls, but he was 18. I was like 22, so I was like, oh, well, I'll move to New York in 2 weeks. Fine.
Peace out.
Yeah. But so, actually up there in Cashers and Highlands.
That's
Camp Marywood. Isn't that funny? I was like, I moved to LA and I got a Georgia boy.
I thought you'd appreciate the deer for
Hi. Oh, yes.
You're the North
such a cute puppy. You're such a cute puppy.
All right, nice.
Quiet on the set for 3 seconds.
3 seconds. Guys, we just finished the TransAmerica Trail. What an epic adventure. If you haven't seen any of our episodes, please go back, check them. We'll link them up here. But man, we had a fantastic trip. Unbelievable, crossing the country, coast to coast, Atlantic coast, over to the Pacific coast.
The hard way.
The hard way.
Back roads, side roads, and dirt roads.
He knows the best way to how to say that. Dirt roads, country roads, farm roads.
Gravel.
Gravel.
My dad looked at our map when I sent it to him, and he said, there's straighter ways for you to get to the coast than going your route.
It only took us 6,667 miles in 4 stages, 29 days of riding, only 10 days in a hotel.
6,667?
6,000.
I'm glad I went around the block that one more time.
I know.
Exactly. No, that was me backing up to come pick you up after you dropped the bike. I'm sorry. None of us were immune from dropping the bike. I dropped my bike twice in 100 yards.
Yeah, but I just practice a lot. I needed to get really good at it, so I jumped it a lot.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with a little nap here and there throughout the day.
I'm just saying.
Bikes get tired.
Bikes get tired.
Gravity takes hold.
Yes.
Speaking of which, what was your favorite part of the Tet?
Man, I don't know. I had a lot of great sections that I thought. The West Coast was unbelievable, but I think something that gets overlooked a little bit was our little section through Tennessee. I thought that was really pretty. It was the first time we'd gotten off of the concrete. The eastern spur is mostly concrete. You're going through farmland and places like that.
Skeeters.
And we ended up in the mountains at the Smoky Mountains National Park, and I love those twisties, so that was one of my favorite places.
I'm going to have to say Moab. Moab, going from Colorado to Moab and from Moab until the dreaded day after Las Vegas.
What happened that day?
That was the day from HE double hockey sticks. We got on this gravel road. Episode 42, go check it out.
We got a lot of comments on that episode, yes.
Yes. A lot praising us for showing the gritty side.
True.
It was gritty.
Is that kind of what our intent was?
When we first started this, there was no intent. It was just do it and document it and show it. And so most of, like you said, the eastern side is fairly simple riding. It's pretty and it's smooth, and there's no real
water
big drama.
crossings that these guys didn't do.
Yeah.
You didn't have to say that.
That would be episode 13.
You have them memorized better than I do.
Only the ones where he looks like the hero.
Yes. I suppose that would stand out in your mind more, wouldn't it?
But is there a reason? Maybe it's the vehicle that was chosen.
Well,
what did you think about your bike?
I have the Africa Twin. Researched before we went on this trip. In fact, this trip wasn't even on the horizon 3 years ago. And thank you, COVID, for allowing us the downtime to go do this. However, on the sad part of COVID,
yeah, we do want to make a note that one of our first Bunk Up Biker hosts, we stayed with Dale DeStasio and her husband Mike Allen, and they were amazing hosts for us. The first lunch, that's actually where Steve met Jason and I as we converged on the East Coast. And I have some sad news that she has passed away from COVID-19 complications, and she is going to be so missed. She was such a beautiful spirit, and those of you who knew her know what I'm talking about, but she will never be forgotten. She's an amazing person. Yeah, what a great experience to have been able to meet her and hang out with them for a day. So what about any particular piece of kit or gear that you guys took that you liked or didn't like or would have brought or wouldn't have brought?
I would like to have gotten rid of all my luggage and just ridden the bike. The Africa Twin is 500 pounds dry, so when you put me on it and the luggage, it tends to tip the scales.
So would you say one of your top tips would be to scale down what you're bringing?
Right, absolutely. I bought a tank bag from a guy, and he told me, he says, man, he says, there's places to stay the whole way. Leave your camping gear behind and just go to a hotel. Yeah, you can do that.
But then you missed that epic view that you found, that free camping site that we found just
right outside
of Colorado.
Trinidad, Colorado, man.
Yeah.
We found this knoll on the side of the road, and it was fantastic.
Maybe Jason will link to the episode for that one.
But it was one of the highlights of the trip, just finding this cool place to do some stealth camping, as we like to call it.
And the campsite in Haiti, Utah, man, that drive up Lake Powell, that was pretty epic.
That was pretty epic
so
too.
You do miss out on some of those amazing camping experiences, but you're right, it would be nice to not have to carry all that stuff, especially in episode 42.
Right. And we could have gotten lighter bikes. I know a lot of people do them on the 450s, but I don't think that they would perform as well on the highway for the times that you have to leapfrog from point A to point B.
And we can always discuss what tire, bike, oil, or whatever would be best for the Tat, but it all comes down to what you own. For a lot of us,
that's right.
It's
go with what you got.
Yeah.
Just go.
Just
I promise you, just go. You'll never regret it.
Absolutely.
So now that one's over, what's next?
Well, we got another big adventure coming up. It's going to be a little bit different. We are riding the Natchez Trace Parkway,
which starts in Natchez, Mississippi and goes to Nashville, Tennessee. However, because we live in Charleston, we're starting from here and making the big triangle.
Yes.
So where are we?
Well, like we did in the TransAmerica Trail, we met Steve at a similar location elsewhere. We met Steve here at the old Sheldon Church ruins. Beautiful place. Old historic church ruins built in 1745, was burned down during one of the wars, and it's just a fantastic, almost spiritual place that we thought would be the perfect location to meet, because a lot of what this journey is about is the history and the Americana that we're going to encounter along the way.
And we're going to show you as much of it as we can. Ready?
And we're off.
What, do we run out of the camera? Exit stage left.
So exit stage left.
And don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button.